Welcome to the Connect Show. I'm Judy Sylvian. I am delighted to be your host today. Thanks so much for joining us today and each week on the Connect Show as we introduce you to wonderful people, businesses, organizations, and different events happening throughout Southwest Florida. I'm excited for you to meet our guest today. First guest, some would say she's a little crazy, but in 2007, she decided she was going to start a business newspaper. Yes, about the time that things started falling apart, this brave woman said, I think I could do something really good. So let's welcome Karen Moore, publisher of Southwest Florida Business Today. Karen, welcome to the Connect Show.
Thank you very much, Judy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, and you know, we've known each other for a long time, so I can insult you with a smile on my face because it definitely took courage. So first, let's kind of get that out of the way. What were you thinking? 2007, and you decide.
2007, well, I'm old enough to have worked through a few recessions. So we thought maybe recession was going to happen, but I thought, well, I've been in this career for over 30 years. I've worked through how many recessions? It'll be a little bit tough for the first year or two, but I know my business. I know this market. So we'll make it through. It'll be fine. And it'll be over in 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years, yeah, I think we're now still in recovery, and it's what, 8, 9 years later, so it was a little tougher than the last few.
Actually, and it's so interesting because of our technology, so many large newspapers are closing, and here you were saying, no, I'm going to do this, and I can do it, and you have, and you've done an incredible job.
Well, thank you very much. The key is really, as with any business, and I'm Italian, so I use my hands here.
Good.
If you have a niche target market, you're going to be able to, that you're serving properly, you're going to be able to stay in business. And that was the key thing. There is clearly a niche market here in Southwest Florida that is interested in a business-to-business publication like mine. And that's going to be the independent business owner, the sole proprietor, the small business owner, and that's what makes up the backbone of the Southwest Florida economy. So we've got
Absolutely.
that. I had that in my back pocket really going in, I guess.
So tell us what makes Southwest Florida Business Today different from other publications out there.
Well, we're different on several levels. Again, being a 30-plus years, I hope nobody can record that, veteran of the newspaper business.
Okay.
I know this business really, really well, and what we're doing that's different, number one, is I decided in 2007 not to publish any negative news. So I joke with people that that's one reason we've been so small the first few years of our existence. So we publish only the good news. You can get the negative news on many other media. We're going to stay away from that. So that was one thing. Number two, we're probably the only print publication that encourages guest columnists to submit. And we go to the area business professionals and say, hey, if you make it educational and geared towards the business owner, we will publish your piece. And we'll give you a byline, and we'll put your picture in there, and we'll give you a mini bio and all your contact information, but it's not an ad. So you can't be selling your company. And that has worked phenomenally well, and I think that's because we have such a wealth of business owners and retired business owners and consultants that want to share that kind of educational information. So that makes us unique.
And that is great. I always enjoy reading those because they're so informative, and it's nice to know, oh, great, I know that person, and just to get their input. It's a great feature.
And it helps you to brand yourself and brand your business. There's a lot of you can go to a lot of seminars and go to a lot of webinars that say, hey, how do you brand yourself and stand out and become known as the area expert? One of the ways to do that is to get published in a publication like ours with your photo and your byline, and people read that and say, wow, that makes sense. I think I'm going to call that person and ask their advice in this particular situation or what they think of my situation. And that really is how the newspaper works. It really lifts off the printed page into the conversation, and that's what we really focus on with Southwest Florida Business Today.
And Karen, really, you're so much more than a newspaper. I mean, the newspaper in print is just one item. Tell us about some of the other features that you have.
Well, we are not just a newspaper, and I do like to share that as well. We are also online with a completely different website publication. We have our online calendar there and all our on-the-move and on-the-go promotions and new business openings. Those go online because we rarely have room for that in print, but we want to give that exposure as well. And we also put more current news up there. I'm not at the point where we can update daily like some of the other publications in the market, but we're working in that direction. And there again, the recession kind of made me move a little slower with our expansion. Where I expected us to be 3 years ago, we might get to it in the 7th year. So I'll be happy. And most people say, hey, if you're still in business, if you started your business in 2007, and that's anybody's business, and you're still in business today, that's a real success story.
It really is. It's a huge accomplishment, and it speaks to your tenacity, which I very much admire.
Yes, or I think you said maybe earlier craziness, which family members definitely accused me of being crazy, and I was starting to tell you one of my brothers actually 3 years into it said, wow, you're really making this thing work. This is really turning into something. So we also we do seminars as well, and that was one of the things I decided to do to help us through the recession. And we now have just done our 6th annual Turning Your Passion to Profit Entrepreneur Seminar that we do every year at FGCU with the Small Business Development Center. And that is something I'm very proud of too, because that reaches out to the new business owner and actually the new and existing business owner and helps them move their business to the next level. So
that's great. Karen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about that because you've really developed that seminar into something big.
Great.
So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Connect Show. We're talking with Karen Moore, publisher of Southwest Florida Business Today. Okay, Karen, so you are not only busy in producing this wonderful publication, but you're very involved in the community, and you just before the break mentioned this incredible seminar that you've done. Let's talk a little bit more about that, because it's such a great event that you really have put blood, sweat, and tears into.
How did you know that? Absolutely. It is truly a labor of love every year, and definitely it would not happen without the help of the Small Business Development Center, because I do the sales and marketing side of it, and they are the nuts and bolts and the operational side of it. And because of them, we're able to have this at the FGCU campus, which is phenomenal. It also allows us to pull business owners from Naples, as well as Bonita, Estero, and Fort Myers. So that's really our goal. My distribution area covers those areas, and that's really my target market geographically. So that works out well for me, and it overlaps the SBDC.
And so it's you just had it a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
A full day event?
Yes, it's an all-day entrepreneur school.
Okay.
So to speak. And we have classes, 3-hour tracks in the morning from 9 to noon. We have a keynote speaker at lunch. This year it was Benjamin Fletcher, who is the founder and owner of Pure Brands, which is a organic sweetener that can replace sugar. And he started his business right here in Naples, so he had a great story to share. And then we had an entrepreneurs panel for the first time this year. We did an entrepreneurs panel, and that was a big hit with our attendees, because these are people that actually have started their business in Southwest Florida, they deal with the same situations that the attendees deal with. I don't care what anybody
Makes
says.
a difference.
Yes, Southwest Florida is unique in what they're dealing with economically, and you really want to talk to people that know what you're going through every day. So that was a big hit.
Now, Karen, let's talk about that, because when you started versus now, I mean, what have you seen the differences in your clients, the business owners, you know, from a few years ago versus now? Give us some hope.
Well, and there definitely is hope, because the P2P, the Passion to Profit, Turning Your Passion to Profit seminar is a good example of that, because our mix of attendees has changed over the years. And in the early years, we started, the first one was 2009, the attendees were people, we had a lot of people that were finding themselves unemployed and saying, I need to start my own business. It didn't mean they were prepared to start a business. It didn't mean they had a plan for a business, but they knew they needed to do something. Now, that's why I was saying it's not just focused on the new business owner as much anymore. It's also the existing business owner. We just want it to be focused on helping people move their business to the next level. So any business that's been in business, we have a lot more people that attend that have a business plan, have a marketing strategy, where really we didn't have
Good
it in the
things.
beginning. All very good
Yeah.
things that will help you stay in business longer if you have that forethought put into it. And so that, you know, that's a big difference there. And I think anybody who has been working in this market in 2007, the fear was palpable. There was just, no one knew what was going to happen next or what was going to drop next. And, you know, and then we had the oil spill that kind of, you know, visited us in 2010, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, what else can happen? And you didn't want to be tempting
Right.
fate, because it just was, okay, do you stick it out in Southwest Florida, or do you say, forget it, I'm out of here? Well, those of us that are here today, that have been here, we have this camaraderie, and we have this, I think, a special connection with each other, where we really have an understanding of wanting to help each other's business and help each other in their business. And it is, I don't know if you really would have experienced that in any part of any other part of the country. And I think it's also
Absolutely, I so agree with that. It's that sense of community, and like I look at your paper and go, yes, she's still doing it. It's
Yes.
great, and it's evolving, and it's
Yes.
larger, and your stories are great. I love those success stories and the anniversary stories. That it just helps us learn about the other businesses here.
Yeah, and that started because people were coming up to me back in 2010, 2009, and saying, oh my gosh, you have no idea what we went through. You should do a story on us. Well, I had to lay off my entire staff in 2010, my editorial staff. So I had no reporters. I had nobody who could do stories. And I was like, okay, this is really what I thought. Here goes somebody else with another story. Everybody's got a story. Holy cow. And literally at one networking event, it hit me, and I was with two other people, and they went, Karen, what is going on? And I said, I just had a great idea. We're going to publish everybody's success story. Anybody who wants to send their success story, we're going to devote an issue to that success story. And in the fall, we're going to celebrate not Southwest Florida Business Today's anniversary in November. We're going to celebrate everybody's
All of us.
anniversary, whether
And
it's the
that is-
1st or the 3rd or the 50th. We don't care. Everybody's anniversary is worth celebrating.
Now, Karen, we're out of time, but where can people get the publication? Can they go to your website and see drop-off spots, or?
I don't have them on there. We have
Oh, okay.
They change too much, but go to your neighborhood bank. Most neighborhood banks have our publication in it, and
Okay.
if not, we are going to be in as many pack and ship stores as possible, and then businesses that do business with other businesses.
Okay.
So advertising agencies, PR firms, that kind of thing.
Super. Well, Karen, thanks for all that you do for Southwest Florida. You've really impacted our business community in such a positive way, and we appreciate it. So
Well,
thank
thank you.
And thanks for taking time to come with us on Connect today.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck in
Appreciate it.
all that you do the rest of the year.